They're all fist bumping, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a real fight to the finish here. We're all very happy to be here at the Long Beach Classic, the first annual, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your announcer, Mix, and here we go.
All right, what is going on, guys? It's Raul here. We're back for the back nine of the Long Beach Classic. We got Bruce on the box here. It's a short par 3, 275 or so. You really just want to throw something stable, fade it out, and get a putt. This is one you definitely want to get. Bruce does it pretty good. Gavin just going nice over stable mid. Looks to have played it pretty solid. And yeah, right up there. Andrew probably doing the same thing. Stable mid-range. Little inside. And just needed to beat that, but just squares it up. So gonna have longer putt than he wanted for sure. Brett keeping that thing on hyzer. Looks like he's going with something a little flippier, just trying to play it kind of a hyzer flip line, and should be inside the circle still. Chris, just a stock hyzer with the Cayman, pretty much parks it. So let's see if Andrew can drain a long one here. Ooh. Good bid, just a little bit low. Bruce, about 20, 28, 25. And just also a little bit low. Brett just feeling the wind, trying to knock down every putt he can. Knows it's going to be tight at the top, and he's definitely going to need to hit all of his circle one putts for sure. And yeah, solid putt there. Gavin about the same distance, almost like match play at this point, where you see people hit the putt and you know you got to hit that as well. And there you go, good putt there. There you go, nice putt for Chris too. Couple of tap ins. All right, hole 11, about 300 feet or so. Really just want to take either a straight to stable mid-range or a stable fairway driver, put it out to the right and drift it back in there by the trees. Ooh, Gavin hangs that way wide. Pretty much not going to have a putt, maybe a long bid, but you want to get this one in circle for sure. Brett going straight. And thing just drops. It looked like there's a left to right wind out there based off the dust blowing that way after Brett's shot. Chris giving it a little bit more height. Looks to be leaking a little bit, but yeah, that's inbounds. Might have a weird putt, but that should be inside the circle. See if Bruce is going to rip this thing over on Annie. Looks like it's overstable mid he throws. Yeah. A little bit of Anheuser. Pushing straight. Nice and flat landing. That's a good shot right there. Looks like Andrew's going with the same disc as last hole. Probably try to get this one a little bit more punchy. Throw it a little harder. Yep, nice and straight. And there you go. He says finally. Probably getting some good timing on a shot. Long putt for Gavin.
Good try.
But yeah, that's scary. There's OB right behind. Gotta give it a lofty bid. There's Brett from 28 or so. This is a scary putt though. If you miss it, you're for sure OB. Or if you airball it at least. It's a really solid putt there. To take the lead too. There's Chris. Better angle. You're not putting at OB. You do have the tree, but it might not be that much in his way. And he's close enough to just kind of jam it. Yeah, just misses a little low. Looks like he had a little tailwind. And this basket actually is a little higher than most baskets, so it can get you sometimes if you're not used to it. Andrew with the short little putt. Trying to focus up though. Yeah, it's a good putt. He's going to be 2 back of Gavin and 3 back of Brett now, but definitely still in the mix. And a good putt from Bruce. Hole 12, a pretty straightforward hole. We got a Mando on the right and then OB left, but really it's just a 300-foot sidearm. Just throw something stable out to the left and you should get a decent skip to the basket. These guys will probably all be throwing a sidearm. Maybe Gavin will throw a backhand. Bruce a little early, but gets past the Mando and will actually have a pretty solid putt from over there. Andrew also early, but gets through. Looks like he might have thrown a faster disc that kind of pushed up faster. And yeah, Gavin's going with the backhand here. It's a MD1, pretty flippy, so he's going to try to just throw it flat and get the slow drift off to the right. Pretty solid looking, maybe a little low, but slides up there. Should be inside the circle. And yeah, Pinniger probably throwing a Firebird or something. Little unlucky catching that inside tree, but still gonna have a long putt at it. Oh yeah, this is barely outside the circle. Boom, good putt there. And that got a lot closer than I expected. It must have gotten a pretty good kick off that tree. Here's Bruce. Little windy, kind of a tricky little slight downhill putt. And bangs it. He's a really good spin putter, so he has a slight advantage into the wind because he just kind of spins it flat. And Brett really taking his time there, surprisingly missing that putt. Just gets it a little bit nose up, and it just lifts straight into the band. Was not expecting that. Must have been a pretty steep headwind because it lifted really hard. Seemed a little bit nervous standing over that putt though. Maybe he just didn't feel fully confident there with the wind, so jammed it a little extra hard. And there you go, Gavin getting that stroke back on Brett. Hole 13, in my opinion, one of the signature holes of Eldo. It's a long, straight shot. Pretty much just one shot. You want to go right down that alley where the basket is and just push something straight for a while and then just kind of have a slow fade at it. Bruce just pulled it a little bit. I think there's probably a little headwind on this hole. Not sure if Andrew's going with like a mid-range here or if that's a fairway driver. Either way, throws a really good shot. Looks to be maybe circle's edge or so. We'll see once we get a little bit closer. Gavin going with a Halo Wraith. Good disc selection for the hole, just pushing it straight. And gets a straight skip, but gonna have a pretty solid look at it. Henniger probably throwing like a T-bird or something, just a little bit too low. That's kind of a common mistake here because you don't want to throw it high, so you throw it low, and a lot of the times it'll get eaten up. Brett going with this PD he likes. Looks to have thrown it pretty solid. And yeah, I had a feeling he was going to get that dry patch next to the basket. Just gets a big skip left. So Bruce is the only one with like a real upshot. Looks like he's going to throw a forehand right at it. Yeah, a little flex shot. Come out of that. Yeah, pretty solid there into the wind. Chris with the long look, but definitely makeable. Yeah, gives it the height, just goes way long. Definitely wanted it though. Here's Gavin, probably about 37 or so. Maybe 40.
Come on!
Ooh, really good putt there, especially right in front of Brett when he has a putt probably around the same distance. Logan, his brother, showing some love. So it looks like Brett's gonna be up. I think he's around that same distance, 35 to 40 or so. Trying to feel the wind out here. Really wants to hit this one. Looks like he's got a little bit of a left to right there, so gonna want to jam this thing. Ooh, that was a really good putt, just a little bit low and right. It just doesn't stick. Gavin's gonna be one up now. And a really nice putt. Andrew jams that thing. going to be 1 back of Brett now and only 2 back of Gavin still, so you can see he definitely wants it. Oh, looked really good actually. It just lifted at the last second. There it is. Good little cleanup putt there. So hole 14, pretty straightforward. The basket's just dead straight. You can either throw straight at it or throw like a big hyzer play. Andrew likes throwing this. I think it might be like a quake, but I'm not entirely sure. Looks like Gavin's going with the hyzer play. Giving it some height to swing back. That looks like a pretty solid line. And yeah, that's parked. It's definitely feeling like match play at this point. Bruce just throwing a little bit too low or too flat for that disc. So he's going to have a little upshot or a long putt at it. Brett going with the hyzer play. Looks to be pretty solid. Probably ace ran a little bit based off that reaction, but it's going to be long now. Chris also going with the hyzer play. Looking for a little skip there. Didn't get it, I don't think. But he's got a putt. There we go. Started running that one in early. Really solid C2 putt. Here's Bruce. Also C2, maybe? Yep, jumped it. Cash. He's a really solid C2 putter. Let's see Brett. This is a stay 1 back. Looks like he's going for a little hyzer bid. Oh, and hits the tree. Gonna have a little bit of work to do. See if Andrew can hit a nice putt here. And this is to stay 2 back of Gavin and be tied with Brett now. Oh, and also hits the tree. Must have been really pinched off. Oh my gosh. Did not expect that. Just a little lapse of focus. Kind of just probably mad about missing that first one and leaks it. Tapping birdie from Gavin. Gonna be a few up now. Hole 15 now, about 355. Want to just take either a fairway or distance driver, hang it out over the right side. You'll see they do here. Hang it out kind of on that tree line and then swing it back. So Gavin threw a really good shot. Going to be about 20-25 feet left. Bruce trying to do the same thing, probably with more of a straight fairway driver, kind of getting the glide out of it. Looks to have thrown it pretty solid. And yeah, looks like he's like right next to Gavin. Maybe a little more left and short. They're all going for the same shot here though. Looks pretty good. A little left. Yep, pretty much the same spot. It's a big shot for Brett. Going with that PD again. Looks good. Just gets kind of a big skip, but gonna have a putt as well. They're all around the same range, maybe 25 to 30 feet or so. Andrew throwing a really good shot, hanging it more right. That's what I like to do, is push that right side and then swing in toward the basket. Gavin's gonna act first. Looks like he might be circle's edge or outside. Another clutch putt. Gonna stay 2 up on Brett if Brett can make this, so that's huge. Just a little bit high. Looks like he wanted that one and just, I don't know, maybe put a little bit too much juice on it. Got it a little nose up and just lifted into the band. So he's going to be 3 back now. Bruce also hitting the band. Yeah, they definitely have a little bit of headwind. So both of those just lifted. See if Chris can hit a good one. Yeah, just hits it nice and flat. Solid putt there. Brett still has a little bit of work left. Definitely a must make though. And gets it in there. It was a good putt from Andrew. Alright, so Gavin's 3 up now. If he can get this one, then he'll almost pretty much lock it in, barring something crazy happening, but just gotta step up, throw a good shot. It's only 285, and yeah, throws it into the circle. A little bit left. You definitely want to be close on this one, especially coming down the stretch. Chris hanging it a little bit wider so that way he can skip back at the basket, and yeah, parks it. You just want to get this thing a little bit right so that way it comes back. A lot of these early shots will end up leaking over to the fence, and that still could be outside the circle. Ooh, Andrew ace running it. That almost went in, but it's parked. Bruce. Nice little hyzer shot to about 20 feet or so. Brett probably trying to throw this in. Taking something a little stable, giving it some height. And yeah, throws a good shot, parks it. Puts the pressure on Gavin to hit this putt though, for sure. There's 3 strokes and 3 holes of play. And Gavin must have felt that pressure because he usually does not miss those putts. And opened the door up a little bit. This is definitely a nervy little putt, but just tosses it in there. Solid comebacker there. Could definitely get nervy if you stand over that for too long.
Thanks for holding that.
So hole 17, this is normally hole 16, but this is our hole 17. 265, just a dead straight shot with double mandos. So this is kind of a pretty decisive hole. If Gavin can birdie this, it gives him a bit of wiggle room going into the last hole. If he somehow misses the mando, then that could be a 2-stroke swing. So Chris is going to have a putt. Andrew throws that nice straight shot with that same disc he's been throwing all day. Bruce throwing his beefy slammer on Anheuser and just making it go straight somehow. That's a really good shot. Brett, again, probably trying to give this a little bit of an ace run, being 2 back. Just throws that shot well and parks it. Yeah, he says, I'm trying to ace it. Gavin throwing a flippy proxy, I believe.
Oh, it's actually in.
Ooh, good
Yes,
shot
Gavin.
there. Parks it. That's really clutch coming down the stretch. Oh, Chris got way more up there than I thought. Aw, just low. I feel like he never misses like that. It's so weird seeing him miss these circle 1 putts. And just a bunch of tap-ins for the boys. Really good grouping of shots. All the Eldo locals watching in the background. This is like one of the biggest tournaments that they've had at Eldo in a long time, as far as I know. It's a B tier with some good safari holes. Usually doesn't really happen at Eldo too often. So hole 18, Gavin still has 2 on Brett. So Brett pretty much needs Gavin to bogey unless he could do something crazy with an eagle, but Gavin should be able to take this down with a par pretty much. Andrew throws a really good forehand shot there. It's a par 4. You just want to throw where Andrew did. And then we have a long straight shot to the basket back there. Bruce also going with the backhand. Some people throw a roller and try to get around that fence like way up there. But the backhand's kind of just a good position play. I believe Brett's trying to get an eagle here. So he's laying down the roller. Just hits an early tree. So that kind of takes away any chances at the eagle unless he throws some insane shot. But Gavin pretty much just knows he needs a par here. And yep, throws the CD1 right up the middle. Perfect position to be able to take a par. Pinniger going with the inside route, trying to get a little bit more aggressive. And gets a good reaction off that tree actually, so he can have a full swing. So there's the basket. You can either throw a big backhand or even a big sidearm, but it's probably about 350 or so from where most of these guys are. Brett's a little bit further back. He's trying to play a big roller to get the birdie, but was just a little bit too pinched off, so he's pretty much just going to have to play it from par from there. Unless he wants to get aggressive and try to make it, but there's really no reason to. Gavin just throws a hyzer out there. Should be able to either pitch it up for par or give it a bid, which he should just pitch it up because he can. Bruce definitely trying to get the birdie, trying to get all the strokes he can. Throws a pretty good looking shot. And yeah, skips up to probably near circle 1. Andrew gonna have a similar shot. Just looking to play a pushing hyzer. Looks pretty solid. Should be an overstable disc. Gets a big old skip right by the basket though. Now gonna have a long C2 look to finish off the round. Pinniger looking for a similar shot. Probably trying to play it a little bit more right though, so he doesn't get that big skip left of the basket. Little... Oh no, it pushed straight. I thought it was inside, but it pushed straight. Yeah, he's going to be around C1, I believe, too. So here's Brett. Maybe trying to throw it in, but yeah, it looks like he's just pitching up there. Oh, actually got a skip. Almost skipped in the basket there. And Gavin's pitching up. He knows he's good. Just needs to get that par and get his win. Andrew wants this birdie, though. Ooh, so close. See if Chris can collect on a good C2 putt. And knew it right out of his hands. He did not make it. Same with Bruce, just outside circle. Oh, just lifted a little bit. I kind of expected him to make that one. Chris to tie with Bruce. Yep, good putt there. I believe that's for the tie for 4th place with Bruce. Brett tapping in the par. Same with Andrew. And Gavin tapping in for the win. Let's go, Gavin.
Classic champion, Gavin Boss. Go, bro.
Gavin, can I get a picture with you by the basket?
Yeah. Hey, thanks to everybody that came out that made this event really successful. It's our first time here, and we thank everybody that 275 people here. Appreciate it all.
All right, that's it. Gavin with the win. Big win, kind of a comeback win, but really solid playing, really good back nine. Also good playing from Brett, Andrew Miranda, Bruce Esquivel, and Pinniger. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.